Liam, a really good win on the road today over at Barrow. What's the mood like in the changing room after that one?
Yeah, listen, when you come back from losing to win a game, regardless of situation or who it is or where it is or what it is, it's always an happy place after a comeback win. You know, we'll critique things on Tuesday and talk about things that we could have got better and could have done a lot of things better, but ultimately to show that character and come back and win, it makes everybody happy, and you know, it's a crescendo of emotion when you do that, and it's nowhere to go. So yeah, it's an happy place at the minute.
Does it mean more, like you say, coming back from being behind to show the character that we've been seeing the last few weeks, really?
No, I don't think so. I don't think it means more. It just like I say, it sort of shortens the window for the happy emotion where you know we've come back and we were despondent, obviously, we're going 16 points down, and then we showed some character just to stay in the fight at that point, and then come back and win it is jubilation, obviously, and you're really happy, and just ultimately it's a tough competition to win games in, and it's a tough place to come, so we're happy to win, but we've got loads of improvement in us.
Going down to 12 when Gareth Wade have got a sin bin. So many times we've seen sport that the side that does go down to 12 does rally and are galvanised by it. How pleased we're to see that happen. I think we scored 3 tries without replying that time.
Yeah, I think at that time we just made our first change of the second half, and sort of realised that the two stalwarts, the two old steam pigs, Jacob Fairbank and Adam Tangata, we needed one of them on the field at all times, because they sort of hold our middle together, and we were just making that change at that point, and obviously we lost Gaz for 10 minutes, but then we got I think it was Bob on at that point. We got ourselves a little bit of momentum back in the game, and we managed to keep one of them two on the field for the rest of the second half, and you know, them two are doing it very, very tough at the minute, and we're asking them to do an awful lot of minutes and stuff for the team at their ripe old age, but are two tough blokes, and we need them on the field as it stands.
Saw a couple of debuts today in Charlie Graham and Clem Boy. Yeah, how impressed were you by their two stints?
Yeah, Clem did his job when he came on. We need to obviously find a way to use him as best we can, but we know what we're getting with Clem. He's a hard-working middle who's come in to help us thicken us out so that we don't have to bleed Bob and Azzy to death like we are doing at the minute. So as he gets more familiar with how we play, he will be able to take a little bit of load off them, and I thought he did all right for his first go. And obviously Charlie sort of dipped his toe in a little bit at the start and still trying to find his feet within the group, and I challenged him a little bit through messages through Irv, and then at half time to just commit to carrying the ball really aggressively and hard, and I think in the second half he saw that, and he got some reward for his aggression in his carries, and started to put dints in their line, and without coming out of the other side of the line, he managed to get us on the front foot a couple of times, and as did the other people in the back five.
So Adam O'Brien come off the bench and put a lot of minutes today because Dufresne got brought off. How is Louis? He didn't come back on after that stint. Is he okay?
Yeah, Louis is absolutely fine. Obviously, asking Louis to do a job that he's not, he can do. He's more than comfortable playing hooker, but he did a good job at the start of the game, and put a big shift in. But ultimately, like I've just sort of said about the middles, I needed to keep Bob or Adzi on the field to get the job done, and that meant using up rotations and interchanges, which then meant that getting Louis back on was more and more difficult. And at the same time, Adam O'Brien's he's a fit bloke, and he was travelling all right. And obviously in the last 20 minutes of the game, we had majority of possession, which is not as tiring as defending. So unfortunately for Louis, he didn't go on, but he's been good for us all season, and he's played in multiple roles, and he's been one of the most consistent players. So there's no slight on what he did in the first half an hour, and the reason why he didn't go back on, it was just more purely about the team and other changes that needed to be made.
This week, obviously, Barrow around us in the wrong end of the table. How important was it to win at a ground like this against a team around about the same area of the table as us to try and get back up the table where we feel we belong anyway?
Yeah, we need to win games. It's not a secret. You know, and we're still, like today wasn't pretty, far from it. It was more based on character in the end, and I've just said to them in the changing rooms, the last 20 minutes was the most simple 20 minutes that we've played all season, and you know, we're not playing the most complicated game in the world. You know, we as coaches and players complicate it more than it needs to be. In the final 20 minutes, we made it really simple. Carried the ball hard, worked hard off the ball and pushed for each other, and then defended like our lives depended on it, especially that couple of sets on the try line when we were winning by 2 points, I think. So yeah, it was more on character, and look, we're not brimming with confidence at the moment, so it was massively important to nick the 2 points in the end.
Same, I'm not brimming with confidence. How much confidence can a game like today, and especially that second half performance, give to the lads ahead of such a tough game against Wakefield next week?
Yeah, it's just a boost, isn't it? It's the boost that you need. Obviously, we need to start doing them back to back, and next week is going to be a tough challenge. There's no tougher challenge than playing the full-time teams. We know that. There's no, like, it's not much short of a Super League team, that Wakefield team, but we'll prepare this week as best we can to go and give ourselves the best chance, and we'll have a go at rattling them.
And lastly, there's plenty of Halifax fans that made the journey over here. What's your message to them, as well as the Halifax fans who couldn't make the journey over there for next week?
Yeah, we're thankful to the ones that came up. We know it's a tough trip coming up here, anywhere in Cumbria. It's a long drive, and it didn't help with the M62 being chock-a-block today on the way. So yeah, we're thankful for them coming up, and I think their reaction helped us get the Zach try in over the line at the end, which again, Zach was another one that made a massive difference when he came on with his energy and his toughness through the middle. And I think that try, which really shouldn't have been scored, he should have had no chance of scoring that try, showed the desire that he's got and the competitiveness that's in him. So I think with the fans stood behind, making it clear that they thought it were a try, helped us get that one over the line. So yeah, appreciate that, and you know, come and get behind us next week at Wakefield, which will probably be a big crowd, and a good place to play with a new stand and new pitch and all that sort of stuff, and a good challenge for us. Speaking
of reactions, obviously you saw how much it meant, not just to the fans but to the players when Zach scored, and also Keys right at the very end. How good is it to see that togetherness in your side at times like that?
Yeah, it is, and you know, last 2 games we've been down by a significant amount, which we don't want, and there's massive fix-ups within that we need to do to not get in that situation. But previous to the last 2 games, when we've done that, we have struggled to come back from it. So we showed that character in the last 2 games, and we just need to smarten up a little bit and not get ourselves in that situation.